Feuds, it's been lit. It's Wednesday night. Denise and Reg host Dynamite. Come and get your Easter eggs. It's a dub. Middle of the week, it's AEW Dynamic Wrestling and end your night with us. It's a must. It's Dynamite. It might combust. Speak now. We're gonna give you all the recap. Live on YouTube is where you see that. The Cali connection with the feedback.
What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is January 22nd, and we are here to chat some AEW Dynamite. It is Denise Salcedo here, and of course, joining me as always, we got Righteous Reg. What up, Reg?
Your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. It's Wednesday night. Denise Salcedo, the California connection. Denise, how did you feel about this show tonight? I thought it was some fun time, some fun things going on here. Kind of change of pace from last week. Happy to be here. What's up to everybody in the chat?
So I think this was probably, okay, there's two things that I want to say. First of all, I thought that this was by far the best intro, the best start to an AEW Dynamite in a long time. Because I was trying to think like, man, when's the last time I really liked an intro of Dynamite? And nothing really popped into my head so quickly. So I'm thinking, okay, if nothing popped up so quickly in my head, it's probably because it's been a while since we've had a hot start. So Reg, I was even late to Dynamite today by like 2 minutes, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to miss anything, right? And I still started from the beginning, and when I saw that we were kicking off with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, I was like, oh my God, we're getting started with this? Oh, I wasn't expecting this till like somewhere in the middle of the show or something, and so I thought they had the best intro to a Dynamite in a long time, and I think this may have been my most favorite episode of Dynamite this year, if not my second most favorite.
Yeah, I think only thing I could think of when you said that what's been a hotter start is like a Will Ospreay match that we saw. Like that's the only thing that I could think of a Dynamite starting like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. But yeah, Denise, this was awesome right here. Starting out, I like that the last couple of weeks have been kind of that vibe of like starting out the show with Kenny Omega, reminding us that like this is the guy. And what he said here in this promo, Denise, what a surprise. So Will Ospreay comes out there. He copping please. He's like, you know what? It was bad. I'm sorry. I was with Don Callis' family, but it wasn't like that. And I like that Kenny Omega was like, off rip was like, nah, dog, it's not like, you're not going to just have this little, whatever you call an apology, and I'm right back with you. You're trying to, the only reason you were into that because you were trying to say you're the number one wrestler here, but I'm the number one wrestler here. You're standing at him, you're looking in front of him. Like, I thought that was such a great way to like kind of reiterate what we've been saying on the show, Denise, what people have been saying online. Kenny Omega's here. He's number one. Like, he's the guy. If we're talking about AEW and where it belongs in the AEW World Championship, he has to be in the contention talk for that. So I love that he brought that up, especially in front of Will Ospreay.
Well, let me tell you something. AEW got off to a good start, and so are we, because before we get into Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, we got a word here from our sponsors, Aura. So many websites require you to input your information. You can lose track of who has your data and who they might be sharing it with. On top of that, my phone is constantly getting spam calls and text messages. So I wanted to share with you the new service that I signed up for and the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Aura is an easy-to-use app that includes everything you and your family need to protect your identity, money, passwords, devices, and more. Aura monitors the dark web to see if any of your personal information has leaked, emails, passwords, social securities, etc. Monitors your credit accounts and alerts you to suspicious activity fast. One-click secure VPN so you can shop, bank, and browse online securely and privately. Scan your devices for malware, ransomware, viruses, and more. Parental controls to let your kids explore the internet safely. Filter harmful sites, apps, and manage screen time easily. Automatically request removal of your information from various data broker lists and people search websites. I signed up with Aura and instantly they began monitoring my data to help me prevent financial fraud, identity theft, and if any of my information had been leaked on the dark web. If you or your family want protection against today's and tomorrow's threats, Aura will work on your behalf. Stop leaving yourself vulnerable to data breaches. Go to my sponsor, aura.com/Denise Salcedo to get a 14-day free trial and see if any of your data has been exposed. I have also included the link in the description box below. Alrighty, so let's get to it, Reg. Man, so you kind of ran down a little bit of what we saw here today, and that was just like the tidbit of it all.
Yep.
You mentioned Kenny Omega saying, hey, I'm number one, you're number two. This is one where usually when we hear wrestlers say this, Reg, we agree. We're like, yeah, you're number one and this person's number two. Usually, this one was difficult for me because we have been seeing Will Ospreay just go on a run of a lifetime. Like, he has come into AEW and he has earned his paycheck, man.
Yes.
And you and I, when we were doing our year-end videos, all we were talking about was like, oh my God, Will Ospreay versus this person, Will Ospreay versus pretty much every single person he had a match with on AEW last year could have easily been our favorite match of the year. So
Right.
now it's like Kenny Omega coming in and telling Will Ospreay, you're number two. You might not have everybody convinced on that one. And that is what I liked. I liked that Kenny Omega called out Will Ospreay for the events that unfolded at Forbidden Door, the actions of which we saw Will Ospreay. And of course, since then, a lot has changed for Will Ospreay, but that doesn't mean that it's changed for Kenny Omega, because like Taylor Swift says, you know, the world moves on, another drama, but not for me. All I think about is karma. And I think that is where Kenny Omega is at. He's in the look what you made me do phase for at least a couple of seconds before we got into the everything else that followed. But let's touch on that portion first and foremost.
Yeah, 100% correct here, Denise. I think if Kenny Omega would have said this a year and a half ago when he was active, when he was coming off being the belt collector, and he went in there and said, I'm the number one guy, Will Ospreay, there's nothing you could do or say to change that, a lot of fans would have been like, yeah, you're in. There were a couple fans that were like, yeah, you're in. But Will Ospreay's had such an insane run in AEW that there's a lot of people that are like, hold on a minute, Kenny Omega. I like you. I love you. I think you're one of the best guys. But Ospreay is our number one guy. He's shown week after week, month after month, pay-per-view after pay-per-view that he wants to be the guy in AEW, and we're here behind him. So it wasn't a 100% like, yeah, Kenny Omega, get him. It was like, wait a second, Kenny Omega, Ospreay is that guy. But I love that because Ospreay needs that. I think he's going to continue to be in Kenny Omega's shadow. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, like, since he's came in, is like, are you the new Kenny Omega? When Kenny Omega left New Japan, they were like, are you the new Kenny Omega? Coming in here, it's like, are you the new Kenny Omega? So he's going to continue to be in that shadow. And for Kenny to say you're staying in that shadow, I think is a big step. So just that point, Denise, if they would have just went to the back after that, we would have been like, oh, that was a great segment. But then it just kept up in the ante.
Reg, I literally tweeted right after that little promo, and I'm all, oh, kick-ass intro to the show, and it wasn't even over yet. All of a sudden, all of this other stuff went down, but at this point, I was already tweeting that this was the best intro to Dynamite, like just this portion alone. And you were talking about people going like, wait a minute, that was me, Reg. That's what I was thinking about during this entire time. I was going, I love you, Kenny, but damn, I love Will Ospreay too. You can't easily convince me that you're one and he's two. And it's funny because you're talking about Will Ospreay being in the shadow of Kenny Omega. It's funny because Will Ospreay is in the shadow of Kenny Omega, and then Kyle Fletcher was in the shadow or is in the shadow of Will Ospreay.
Shadow.
It's like this little, it's a triangle. Is almost a triangle is what we have here of, you know, who's in the shadow of whom. But so just at that point, we're already thinking, all right, this is really a hot start, right? But then we get the Don Callis family. Oh, and I was pissed too at this moment, Reg, when we heard Don Callis' theme song play, because I wanted to hear what Will Ospreay was going to say his rebuttal. Mm-hmm. Right. I was waiting for that. And I thought, damn it, freaking Don Callis, why does he have to come out here? But this ended up being super cool because they did the Denise special. And I'm naming it this, Reg, because I'm the person who gets very excited whenever I see a brawl out in the concessions area or like in the merch section or wherever. Anything that's not like where your traditional brawls take place outside the ring or just within the crowd. Right. No, whenever it's like in the concession stands, that's what I like. So I'm calling it the Denise special. And they go out there. All of a sudden, it's Don Callis family versus Will Ospreay and Kenny. They kind of found themselves on the same side again. And there was one thing that I wish throughout this entire thing, because we saw the brawl in the concession stands and then we saw the brawl play out into the crowd. There was only one thing that I wish they would have done a little bit better. And I'm pretty sure everyone here will probably agree with this. I think you should. And the cameraman missed a couple of really big moments. There was the part where Will Ospreay got like rammed through the merch table.
Mm-hmm.
Archer. It was shot in the corner, like the camera guy was instead just shooting Kenny Omega standing around instead of getting the action spot. And I'm like, damn it, cameraman, move your camera so we can get a better look at that. And then the other part was when we got to the brawl in the crowd, Will Ospreay climbed up to like the little barricade, but Kenny Omega climbed up the truss. We only saw from the corner Kenny Omega's fall off of the truss and
immediately.
Right. And so I kind of felt like we missed that little moment, but you caught it if you caught it. But it was still a cool moment to see them do that double spot of the moonsaults and then finally get to them making this tag team match at Grand Slam Australia. So, man, what'd you think of the brawl portion?
I liked it, Denise. It was going on for a bunch of minutes, and I was like, damn, this kind of feels like a match. There's like Brian Cage is out there, Lance Archer, Takeshita, Fletcher, Omega, Ospreay, like everybody's just going at it. They're backstage. That part that you're talking about where Archer got him, it's like they always do in the movie with the guy at the bar, just raked him all the way across the bar. The drinks are flying everywhere. The merch is flying everywhere. And I'm like, this is a good bit, but there's a lot going on. GCW did on their show on Sunday. They have this split screen thing. Maybe invest in that. Think about that. We could have been seeing action from 2 different cameras, but yeah, there was so much fun things going in that. The point where they're backstage after Archer was beating them up and they finally like band together and they're like, Ospreay's like, come and help me, mate. I need you. And they like both double suplex Archer into the table. I'm like, okay, they're being friends. They're getting into this. And yeah, then they eventually get both up there into this double high spot thing. We miss Kenny's flip initially. Ospreay hits a crazy moonsault. We're like, damn, this is wild. They get up there to the top, both of them, Denise, crowd's going insane. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about right here. This feels like AEW, baby. And then they make this match, and I'm like, okay, this is a match we want. This feels like Kenny said in the promo, restoring the feeling. This match is going to blow our minds. This is the direction we need to be. This is how you start a show, Denise.
So for those of you wondering what that match was, again, it's going to be Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. And for the most part, it seems like, because here's the thing, like the way that this started, Kenny Omega was not ready to be chummy with Will Ospreay. He was still hot and angry with Will Ospreay, but once they found themselves pretty much on the same page, it seemed like Kenny Omega was willing to bury the hatchet, at least for now. It seems like they're on good terms right now, but I'm pretty sure we're going to circle back to that at some point. But for now, they are, at least, finding themselves on the same side, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. There you go. That's the saying. So, dude, oh my God, you know which part had me dying too? When Kenny was, doing his little bit and, saying like the goodbyes and everything that he usually says. And then he goes, now get me down here because I'm afraid of heights.
That's funny, though, that he said that, because I've seen him do some things that would go really beyond what he's saying here. I've seen him moonsault off some crazy heights. He just hit a giant moonsault off this thing that he said he was scared of like 5 minutes before. Kenny Omega, you little capper. That's the wildest person I've seen is scared of heights in the world, Denise. Like, I'm afraid of heights, but I love roller coasters. I'm afraid of heights, but I love to bungee jump. This is what Kenny Omega's saying here, Denise.
So I can buy that because a long time ago, I interviewed Montez Ford and I asked him about that super high frog splash that he does. And he goes, I'm afraid of heights. And I'm like, what?
How?
How? You go so high. And he's like, yeah, I figured if I'm scared, everybody would be scared if they saw me go that high.
It's scary. I don't understand how you could be that afraid of heights, but jump higher than I've ever seen in my life. That's wild.
I don't know, but this is definitely the part of the show that I think had everybody going, this is the AEW we want. This is the AEW we want to see. And we've been saying that a whole lot ever since who came back? Kenny Omega.
Hold on, stop the show. He came back. Stop the show. I just noticed my little @ down here. That's not my @ you can't get to my social media pages.
Reg,
At
it took
Righteous
you
Reg.
14 minutes and 52
I was
seconds
like,
to
yeah,
realize
Denise
it.
is
I
making
had
a
been
great point
waiting
here.
for
And
this.
then I was like, wait a second. What does this say? That is not my at all.
I was waiting for you to say something, and I was looking at the chat too in the beginning, and I'm like, no one has pointed it out yet. I think eventually someone did, but for the beginning, I was like, wow, where is the attention to detail?
Righteous Reg. I'm like, wait a second. That's not my ad. That's not my name. What's going on here? Good
So
bit,
for
Denise. You got me good.
For those of you who missed it, Reg shared a story the other day during our watch along that when he tells people his name is Reg, some people think he says ranch and that his name is ranch. So I changed the lower third to say at Righteous Ranch. And it took Reg close to 15 minutes until you realized it. I had been dying to say something the second our intro ended.
Dude, you were locked in too, like you're going for it. I was like, okay, I like this is a good segment. Everything is great. And I look down, I'm like, Righteous Ranch. That's definitely not me.
I love it. I was so excited about this. Like I was so excited. All right, but now that you finally figured it out, we can go back to our normal overlay here.
So good. That was
Did
perfect.
you see that I also changed your contact on my phone?
I did see that.
You're ranch now. Like that's official.
You're ranch now. Thanks. I want it to be honey mustard.
Sorry, you're ranch, bro.
Right. Look,
that's it. We can't move past that. But let's go ahead and get into these super chats here and see what you, the people, have to say. All right, we got No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon saying, if I see another Death Rider beatdown, I'm gonna ... So that seems to be the common consensus so far of everybody's like, oh, the show was lit. The show was great, but the ending was a little mid. Before we get to the ending, we got another super chat. This one's from Sheldon Jackson, who says, can we end the Death Rider storyline, please? The story ain't good. Plus, there was hardly a reaction to the crowd for the Death Riders tonight. TK, let it go, man. It ain't working. Man, and Sheldon sent that in. God. John Taylor says, crowd was white hot for the beginning of Dynamite, but pretty quiet for the final segment. That should really be all TK needs to know. So the first few super chats of this show are about how the ending was like the show was good, but the ending was not. So let's talk about what actually went down in that ending. So we had a match between Pac and Adam Copeland. I'm sorry, Pac and Cope. And, Cope gets his win. Cool. All of that happens. But afterwards, the Death Riders end up attacking the Rock and Roll Express backstage. And it even took me a second to even realize it was them because the camera was up and then they panned down a little bit. And all I see is a head with like Denise, white hair.
Did you think for a second, I thought they were doing the bag over the head? I thought that Ricky Morton's hair was a plastic bag. I saw they put a plastic bag over a guy's head, but that was just his old man hair.
Reg, I didn't know what we were looking at because it was so dark. You could barely even see. Right. And so I'm looking and I'm like, huh? And then it wasn't until commentary was like, oh, it's a Rock and Roll Express. And I'm like, oh, they took out the Rock and Roll Express. And then I remembered that they had a segment a while back where they had said, oh, yeah, we're going to do all these things to you. And then they never did anything. So I figured this was them getting their comeback afterwards. But afterwards, we end up seeing the Death Riders go out and basically, take out Adam Copeland, right? So he's pretty much outnumbered out there. But then Jay White comes out to essentially help out here. And I was happy because, I want Jay White on top. So I was very happy to see him get his moment here. But it didn't really last long because he was also wiped out. So there's a lot of questions that I have here. First of all, the first one is, can we finally get a freaking segment where just once, Jay White doesn't look like he's being like punked around by these guys?
No.
I hate that. It always has to be Jay White.
It always makes the babyface look dumb too when you're going in there against 4 other guys and in 1 second they're going to hit you in the balls and start stomping you out. Like, they have to be better prepared for this. I keep reiterating this. When they started this, there was a band of brothers together fighting against these people, and now every week it's just one guy trying to go out and do the bidding against 4 or 5 other Death Riders, and it never works out. So Jay White looks kind of like an idiot running down there. We're all excited for Jay White, and then he just gets stomped out. It's like, you can't beat 4 people, Jay White. And then Edge looking there like a sad old man, like Mox is choking him out. There's spit coming out of his mouth. His hair is all fucked up. I'm like, yo, this isn't the way, Denise.
Look, all I want is for Jay White to finally have a moment where he got the best of them. So here's my question. I'm going to pose this question to you, Reg, and I'm going to pose this question to the chat too. And that is, we're constantly coming out here and being like, oh yeah, the Death Rider stuff, it isn't for me. It's not working. It's boring, whatever, right?
Yeah.
What can they do to get your interest in the Death Riders? Or is it one of those things where you're just like, nah, too much harm has been done to the act that I can't get into them? Or do you think there's a way out of it where we can actually get into the Death Riders?
It's hard. I've had these conflicting thoughts about the Death Riders over the last couple of months at this point. And like thinking back to like last week, Denise, the Hobbs match, there was moments in the match where we're excited, like where Hobbs is doing his thing. He's throwing everybody around. But then soon as Willer Yuta got involved with the knee and then Marina came in with the briefcase, it was like, oh God, it felt like you're doing it again. And so today, when Cope wins the match and then they shoot back to the Rock and Roll Express and you could barely recognize what's going on, and Mox is saying whatever, then he's like, we're coming out there, and you're like, this just feels like the same thing over again. They get in there, they beat up Cope. The crowd is mid. They're kind of into it. They're kind of excited. And then Jay White comes out. They stomp him out. They're all standing over him, talking trash like they have been for the last 12 weeks at this point. Like, this just feels like the same thing. It feels like there's glimmers of moments where it could work. Like, Mox said in the promo earlier in the show, he's like, we're trying to get these older people out of here, get them out of the way. We're thinking about the future AEW. And I'm like, I'm with you. Well, like, do that then. You're not showing me in the results. So like, if they get pieces in here, Denise, like Hobbs, like Ospreay talked about in his promo, like, if I could get past the Don Callis family, I could be involved with Moxley and the Death Riders. If they get Kenny Omega, if they get some pieces added in there, changes the whole trajectory of this. But if they continue to just do this beat down thing, and Adam Copeland and Jeff Jarrett are supposed to be the saviors, Denise, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So you bring up some good points. And I think for me, I think right now it's that, okay, they hate, what's their purpose? Their purpose is they hate AEW, but what's their purpose? How are they trying to change it?
Their purpose is to motivate the young people, motivate the AEW originals into making it a better place, and to not being complacent in their positions and wanting more for their lives. The Orange Cassidy things is like, we want you to be world champion. We want you to want to do these things. But like, I haven't gotten that in the last couple of weeks, you know?
Right. I don't feel like they've been really trying to execute this purpose of theirs. So that's what I'm thinking about. But the other thing is that when I break it all down, for me, it's the end. I'm like, I break it down as a group, right? To me, I see Pac as being far more interesting when he's on his own. When he's on his own and he's doing his thing and he's having these matches and he's just being incredible. And, we're talking about him being as skilled and as talented as Will Ospreay, etc., right? Marina Shafir, I think right now feels very like one-dimensional, where we only see the same thing every week. It's just the deadpan look, and I'm just walking out behind next to Moxley. Okay, what else is there? We need to have a reason as to why we're afraid of Marina Shafir. Give us the reason other than she just comes out and she looks very serious. Then you have Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Castagnoli is a great wrestler. I don't buy him as a bad guy in this Death Riders stable. I'm not buying it. I can't. And I think that's another part of the problem. Then Moxley, I think, is just, I don't know. I think a lot of it, and I've made the comparisons to the Bloodline and all of that. But aside from that, the version of Moxley that I like is the Moxley that goes out there and he is, he's brutal. He does things that are like savage in the ring, right? Like he's willing to go further than the other person. But while he's doing that, he's usually fighting for I think I prefer more of like a baby face Jon Moxley, but with that cool it factor to it. That's my kind of favorite version of Jon Moxley.
You're describing an AEW wrestler that we saw on this show today here very handily, and the person that probably should be the AEW World Champion. Everything you said right now about what you would like about Moxley is what Hangman Page is doing.
Okay, there you go.
Every single bit. I'm like, you're just describing Hangman Page. He's not a he's not, but he's kind of moving like one,
It's not that he's necessarily a baby face or moving like one, Reg. It's just that we like him. He's a heel, he's a bad guy, but we like him.
That's gonna play into one of the matches we talk about in the show, and it was intriguing, and that's gonna be how a lot of these AEW people are moving. Because even in the Kenny Omega segment, Denise, at one point when he was like, I'm number one and you're number two, the crowd was kind of like, wait a second. They were like, that's kind of a cocky thing to say. Like, that's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like a heelish vibe. Yeah, he was like, hey, don't apologize to me. You know what I mean? He was moving like, this is mine, big dog.
But I thought I misread that. You want to know why? Because I'm like, okay, you could be a baby face and not let someone step all over you. You could be a baby face and stand up for yourself and what somebody did to you. So even though I felt a little bit of heelish vibes from Kenny, I felt like he was justified. And obviously now we know, that they're at least getting along for now to make it to Grand Slam Australia. But I was thinking about it. If we do Kenny and Will, I think Kenny might have to fall into the role of being the bad guy.
They got to switch the roles because in the first match, Ospreay was the heel. Now Kenny got to be the heel. And even when they announced the match, Kenny was like, my young boy, Takeshita, like even just the way that he was talking was like a bunch of like, this is mine. Like y'all are lucky to be around me. And he should move like that 100%. He's Kenny Omega. Like I believe it.
Are you saying Kenny is a diva, Reg?
Listen, I don't know. And one thing we also didn't bring up earlier about that, Denise, a little tidbit. He came out to battle cry for us.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people were happy about that. People were excited about it from what I saw. So,
yeah.
And it's interesting. It fit. It fit more.
It fit.
It did. All right, we got Alexander Fitzgerald here who says this has been AEW's best decision to do these unique venues. It looks so great on TV and helps to stand out as an alternative. I thought this venue was probably the best looking one that they've done, at least this year. I thought it looked really good.
I thought the one last week looked really awesome too. It just
feels better, Reg.
All right. This one looks great. Now the crowd today in Knoxville was awesome. That's probably when you were talking about the Rock and Roll Express. I was like, they were in Tennessee. They were trying to like play up that like Southern old school Jeff Jarrett Rock and Roll Express type vibe. So that makes sense. But the crowd was hot for a lot of the show.
Yeah, I agree. They were a good crowd. We got Luke Thornton here who says, been waiting on Hanger MJF feud. Let's effing go. We got a little bit of a tease from that. So an update on what's going on with Jeff and MJF. Jeff Jarrett had a promo today. And it wasn't as long as the other ones, okay? So it wasn't too bad. But he went out there and he basically just said that he's he's going to call out Jon Moxley, but Claudio Castagnoli comes down and attacks him and says, you can't get to Jon Moxley without getting to me. But Hangman Page runs out there. He has this little bit of a conference. Oh, wait, sorry. That was for later on. Sorry, I'm skipping. So that was the Jeff Jarrett portion. But then the MJF portion, we had MJF go out there and cut a promo. And MJF is basically saying that Jeff Jarrett is senile. That was really like the big thing that happened from that. And that's when we got Hangman Page because he was also going out there to have a match. But we got a little bit of a confrontation there with him and MJF. And I thought, is this where we're going here? Because I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I didn't know, like, okay, Denise, did it feel like they're moving on from the MJF and Double J stuff, or was that just me? Like, it felt like, you know what I mean? They were kind of like, it's over here. Because last week it was like, we're into this. This is a feud. We're doing this. And this week it doesn't feel like that. Like they had the promo with Jeff and Karen earlier in the show, and Karen was like, what the hell was that? Like, you don't talk like that. That's not who you are anymore. I don't want to see you in the dirt like that. And then Jeff Jarrett was like, actually, I'm going to call out Jon Moxley. I want to be the world champion now. We're like, wait a second. What happened to MJF?
I did get that vibe. I definitely did. I don't know, because to me, like when I saw this Jeff Jarrett MJF feud, get started, I didn't see this as like a long-term thing. I thought that this should have been just something that was brief. You get into it and then you get out of it, right?
Yeah.
That's like my expectation of that. But right now, until we have that blow-off match with MJF and Jeff Jarrett, there's no really inclination yet of which direction MJF was going until today, until we finally saw the Hangman stuff. We finally got an inclination that, hey, this is where we might be going and this is where this is going to be leading to, because I just don't see the Jeff Jarrett MJF stuff, lasting so long. At least I don't think it should.
So you need a match with these two is what you're saying.
We're not going to move on from that, Reg, if we don't get the match. Because how stupid would it be if they talked all this shit and never had the match? Reg, you're crazy. In order to move on from this, we need to get the match.
Listen, let me put a scenario in your brain. You're beefing with your neighbor, Denise. They have a lemon tree and the lemons keep falling over in your thing. You're like, dude, stop getting the lemons or we're going to cut it down. We're going to have beef. And so you just keep yelling at your neighbor. You're yelling at your neighbor for 6 months, for a year. The lemons keep falling over. Do you ever fight the neighbor?
I'm going to be honest with you, Reg. I don't think I would be mad about these goddamn lemons.
See, I probably used a bad example because
it's a very bad example.
But what I'm saying
is has to do a lot worse than that.
What I'm saying is you see this person all the time. You don't have to fight him. You can be like, one time we yelled at each other and now we're friends.
There's two options. You move because you can't stand the damn lemons.
Don't move. You don't let them get you out of your house.
Hey, it could be so bad you decide to move. All right. Or two, you go up to them and you say, you know what? I'm done with your shit and your freaking lemons need to get the hell out of my backyard or I'm going to shove this lemon in your freaking mouth. And that's it. You handle business. But if I move, I'm screwing myself, right? I move out of my house. The person continues with their lemons and everything's great. But if I stand up for myself and I end this once and for all, you think those lemons are going to be coming to my backyard when I handle business? So what I'm saying is you got to handle business. You got to finish it off. And there, we can move on and all will be okay.
Do we have to?
Yes, right. This is wrestling. They tell us stories to make matches so that people could fight.
Agreed. But not all the time. Sometimes The Rock will just come and talk shit, and then he's like, see you later, and then we get no resolution, and that's
right,
okay.
But this has been, how many weeks have we been seeing this MJF?
Not a lot. Just
it's at least been like a month.
I can forget about it. You know what I mean? Next week I could be like, whatever happened to that, and it's over. It doesn't matter.
No, because then people are going to be talking shit and being like, look at AEW, they start shit and then they don't finish it.
Look what Luke Thornton's saying right now. Been waiting on MJ. Move on to MJF and Hangman Page, and we don't even. We're like, what? I don't care. I forgot about that.
So blow off the MJF Jeff Jarrett match on a Dynamite.
You're saying blow off like this was some. I think that's where I'm getting caught up on. You're saying blow off like this is some big WrestleMania feud that they've been building for 6 years.
How
we
else
have to blow this
off. How else would you say it? Okay, end the feud. End the feud with the freaking match on Dynamite, and we can move on and call it a day, and then get into MJF and Hangman Page.
Blow off. Blow off what? MJF just called him old. That's it. We could just be like, damn, that's crazy when he called him old.
Jeff Jarrett talks shit on his mom, his girlfriend. What else? A bunch of other stuff. MJF called him old and all of these other things.
Listen, we had a couple of drinks. Things got crazy. Let's forget about it.
I disagree, Reg. Have the goddamn match, and then we can move on.
I'm trying to get MJF out of this, Denise.
but I'm saying is you already started this.
Wrestling fans forget. People can
forget.
No,
we don't. For the most part, yeah, sure, we'll forget little things here and there, but I do think, especially AEW fans, they remember everything. And people are going to...
If you give them something better, they won't care, is what I'm saying.
Sure, but again, finish the freaking story.
This is the issue right
Reg,
now. This is why we got this Death Rider shit now. Because they can't just move on. Just move forward. Forget about last week. I don't care. I don't remember.
Well, okay, fine. If let's say next week you wanted to end the Death Riders. All right. Yeah. They have a segment backstage. I don't know. Claudio says, you know what, John Moxley, I'm tired of your shit. Bam.
Wait, why are you booking the Death Riders?
Because you're like, how else can we end the Death Riders? What I'm saying, though, is, look, I'm sorry, but You write a letter, you gotta sign it. Okay.
Oh, you're really getting in the weeds now. Hold on a minute.
You write out an email, you click send. Okay.
I want to hear the rest of your booking of the Death Riders at this point now. What was Claudio going to say?
Claudia's going to be like, you know what, John Moxley, I'm sick and tired of your shit. You don't even show the championship bout. People can't even go and buy it on AEW shop because they haven't even seen it.
I don't know what it looks like.
Oh, man. All right. Luke Thornton, thank you so much for the super chat. We've got John Taylor who says, absolutely loved how the venue was set up. I agree. Thank you. We got Crazy 101 who says, need Claudio to concerto. Jeff Jarrett, Jericho, etc. And then afterwards, he gets John Moxley, then gets himself. Concerto my own ass.
Why has he got to concerto himself? Leave Claudio out of this, Denise. Okay, let's talk about that a little quick.
What are you talking about? When we talk about the Death Riders, that also includes our beautiful Swiss man, Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. But damn, guilty by association. That's how I feel for Pac. I'm like, Pac don't deserve this, though, you know?
Yeah, no, I love Pac, man. I feel really bad because, dude, look at this. One of my favorite all-time AEW memories. Can you know what's sad? This whole thing here, this whole picture here with the death triangle.
Damn.
It's just went to the shitter, like on the AEW side, of course.
And when the match was happening tonight, when Pac took that neck bump off of that shotgun drop kick, I'm like, he's trying. Like he's like putting something in this. Listen, the slow clap, the rest hold slow clap crowd get up is the worst thing in wrestling history. Adam Copeland, stop, dude. I can't watch a match and see people slowly clap you up while you do the elbows, bounce them off, shoulder block. Dude, no, this is AEW. Will Ospreay's back here. Kenny Omega. There's some hard hitters back here. I can't be seeing house show style main events. This is why people were down at the end of this, because fucking Adam Copeland's doing rest hold spots, dude. We can't. That's not the way that this show should end. How did I get here? I'm just fired up.
I know. I was like, how did we get here?
Because I was like, oh yeah, that match was kind of not that great. And what the hell's going on here?
Look, at the end of the day, I respect Cope for being out there and, wrestling Pac, who is just, on a different league. Obviously, he's younger. He's just in a different league. And so Cope I feel weird calling him Cope, man. I'm just going to say Adam Copeland. All right. I'm just going to say Adam Copeland. I respect Adam Copeland going out there and attempting this match with Pac. It wasn't, of course, of an AEW standard type of match. We know that. But it was still a good main event, just not AEW level.
This is AEW.
I don't know what to say. Okay. We got infamous. You know what the problem is? You want to know what the problem is, Reg?
I do.
We're entitled, spoiled, bougie wrestling fans that got used to a certain standard of wrestling.
Denise, I'll say it every week on this podcast. It's AEW's fault. You trained my brain to see the best wrestling in the fucking world. This guy that we're talking about right here, Denise, was in one of our match of the year, our top 10. Both of us were like Pac and Ospreay. Like this guy. We got into a whole
argument about Pac and Will Ospreay. That's how good Pac is.
This is how good this guy is, and like, what? You know what I mean? But like, he's in there with Cope. He's a legend. I understand, but it's just hard, man.
We got infamous Raider Loco. We got infamous Raider Loco who says, work meeting got me home late, so catching up on the show ain't too bad. Got hibachi and free beer samples. Had to pop in, though, to tell my Kelly connection. What's up, fam? Hope all is great with my favorite duo. Let's go. Honestly, I'm feeling good right now. I had good vibes. I had the best day today. I went to go visit my grandparents. Yes. Guess what? My grandparents had Chick-fil-A for the first time today, and they were so impressed. Yeah, this is not an ad, by the way, but they were hella impressed with the chicken sandwiches and the potato wedges. And get this, My grandpa was talking about TikTok. Even my grandpa knows about the TikTok ban.
Oh my God. It's
Damn.
gotten to grandparents, Denise. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Isn't that wild? And I started
Oh.
thinking like, oh my God, my grandpa today was talking about TikTok and eating Chick-fil-A. Like,
your millennial ass grandpa's just doing all these normal things. What made them want to eat Chick-fil-A? They just wanted to try it?
I turned my grandpa into a millennial.
Right? Like, what are you doing here? Eat this Chick-fil-A. Put on these Nikes. Like, what did you bring it to them or they wanted it?
No, I brought it to them. Yeah. Because I asked them, I'm like, hey, like, what are you guys eating today? And they're like, oh, we're going to make a sandwich. And I'm like, from home? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to bring sandwiches.
From home? Denise.
Well, I hadn't visited my grandparents in a while, and I thought it'd be nice if I brought something. And they were so impressed. And I was like, anyways, not trying to show Chick-fil-A here.
From home is hella fun. We're gonna eat a sandwich from home. You're so embarrassed of your grandparents.
No,
Let them eat their sandwich.
Because I ate a sandwich from home the other day and it sucked ass.
From home is so funny.
So I don't trust my homemaking sandwich skills. Plus, I was kind of already in the mood for a chicken sandwich.
Right, yeah.
So
Shout out to your grandparents. Did your grandma's party already happen?
No, it's happening. She still doesn't know yet. It's happening in a few weeks.
Sick.
Yeah. We got, thank you, Infamous for your locos. Then we got the No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon, who says, fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. Denise, your hair is so anime. I was looking at myself today because I just didn't like what I was looking like. And then I decided to do something different with my hair. And then I sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, I look like one of those cutesy little gamer girls. All I need is the little headphones with the little ears
It's
and
like,
yeah.
it's kind of a Dakota Kai haircut.
Yeah. I was like, I'm giving gamer anime vibes. So I'll take it.
I see you, Denise. Good idea.
Yeah.
Shoot for the stars. Shoot up for that stars too.
We got Crazy 101 who says Kenny and Willie go Blue Chew level. Harley versus Monet. G-Yat.
That Harley and Monet segment was so good.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Actually, we got Mercedes Monet was trying to get a match with Harley was trying to get a match with Mercedes, and she sings her this song about how she's trying to get on the money train, and it was just so funny. And not worse, but the interesting part is I love the song. I need the full version of the song.
Denise, the song was banging, forget about this wrestling feud. Send me the song to my phone so I can listen to this. Like, this is great music. I don't know how she does it every week. She's clever. She's hilarious. And while she was doing it, I was like, wait a second, they should not give her a title match because every time we see her, she's a loser. She's funny. She's hilarious. And for Mercedes to immediately be like, you've never even won a match on TV. Get from in front of my locker room was hilarious.
But that's what's working. She's coming off as like a lovable quirk.
Yeah,
she's quirky.
Exactly.
And that's what we like to see. Right. That's the appeal, actually.
Right.
I don't care to see Harley win. I mean, when she does get like her big little victory, everyone's going to be like so happy for her, right? And it's going to be like a moment where she just made it. But I like to see her just go out there and put herself out there and look like a dork.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely the appeal. That makes the songs better. That makes everything that she does better because we were laughing with her, not at her, and also at her. It's like her bit.
Right. And also the little bit that she had with Tony Storm where they were talking Australian lingo. How much of that did you understand, Reg?
I forgot that she had two good bits in the show. How much did I understand? Not a lot. I understand they were like, we're Australian.
I understood shoey. When they said shoey, it's that one shoe thing that they do where they drink the drink out of the shoe.
That's the one thing that they do where they drink the drink out of a shoe. That rhymes, and that sounds like a song. Is it a new shoe?
I don't know. I would hope so. I wouldn't do it off of an old shoe.
Oh, why are you drinking out of shoes, you guys?
Australian homies. It's like a thing.
Tenruza, I need you to explain what this is. This is weird.
So yeah, it's the shoey. That's the only part I knew. But everything else, I had no idea what they were saying.
Chewy.
We got Sampai Boone here who says, I don't like tonight's AEW Dynamite because I hate John Moxley's group. They are a boring group. They do the same thing, attack and leave. Again, the show was good. The ending, that's what happens though, guys, is that at the end of the show, we always remember the ending. Right?
Yes,
The
bad
ending.
taste in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, even if you saw a bunch of great stuff, which we did, still people are like, that fucking ending. You know what I mean? And that's not the look you want to have.
Right. If you take a bite out of something and while you're chewing it, it's good, but then you swallow it and it's like, ugh.
You're like, what was that? Or there was something in it that swallowed. You're like, wait, I wasn't expecting that. That's what it feels like.
Right. Right. So the show was good.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the Moxley stuff was enough to take away from the show.
No, me neither. Like, it's just like the only thing that it takes away is that it happened again. It just feels like it's a repeat, and we're like, dude, stop.
Thank you, Sam. We got Grapple Geekery who says, I really enjoyed this episode, but checked out during the main and post match. The opener, Hurt Syndicate, Ladies, Swerve, and Hanger rocked, though. Also, the other thing we haven't touched on is we have brand new AEW Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, which we pretty much saw this coming the second that we saw them set their eyes on Private Party. Reg, you look a little disappointed, or I'm not sure. Is that the facial expression you're giving?
I was so conflicted this whole time, Denise. When they announced the match, like, I could see the writing on the wall. I'm like, there's the writing right there on the wall. I'm reading it. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin have been looking like monsters. The Hurt Business have been destroying stuff. Private Party, since they won the belts, Denise, it hasn't been the run that I wanted them to have or what I kind of expected out of this. So, like, I was like, damn, this isn't looking that great. And so the match happens again. Hurt Syndicate, that theme's crazy. They got new shirts on. The crowd, this is what I was talking about earlier, Denise. The crowd was 100% Hurt Syndicate. They were like, we like Bobby Lashley. He's awesome. We want to see this fool kill somebody. So Private Party comes out and it's like, something's weird with the themes. They'd have two themes, like one theme plays and then they get to the ring and another theme plays. And I'm like, this is an interesting thing. Like, maybe they're just trying to pay tribute to both songs, but like the energy, you just knew, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like this is Private Party's night. And so the crowd starts like booing Private Party in their hope spots. They're cheering them, getting throttled by the Hurt Syndicate. Shelton has Quinn on the outside and he's just ramming him from the ring to the apron, and the crowd's like, one more time. They're just like cheering for who are supposed to be the baby faces in this match to get smashed. So it was unfortunate, Denise. You know, I was thinking back to that match that we thought that Private Party should have beat the Young Bucks, remember? And then everybody kind of complained. Yeah, and then they moved it to the next pay-per-view and it just didn't hit as hard. And then like they didn't have the run. And then they're getting throttled here. The crowd's chanting for Bobby Lashley to smash them. Bobby Lashley ends up smashing them, Shelton smashing them. They win the championship. So it's like, damn, on one hand, Hurt Syndicate is awesome. This looks great. Like, if you're a Hurt Syndicate fan, that was badass. They fucking put Isaiah through the table. They were just throttling him, spears, all kind of crazy shit. But like, if you're a Private Party, long time AEW, I saw a tweet that said, here goes Tony Khan again, putting WWE guys over AEW originals. And I'm like, if you have that feeling, it probably doesn't feel that great. But that's why I'm conflicted on it, because like, it was awesome, but it was also not awesome. You know what I mean?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think the fans really wanted Private Party to win because a Private Party was over enough for them to win? Or do you think they just wanted the belts off of the EVPs?
That's hard, Denise.
I think a good majority of the crowd wanted to see Private Party win, but I think an even bigger majority of the crowd, the bigger side of the crowd, I think they just wanted to see the titles off of the EVPs.
I think that was that there was a moment that the crowd was looking for, because if the Outrunners were in that same spot and they beat the Young Bucks, it would have hit just as hard. Like, I don't think it was about anything post getting the belts off the Young Bucks. So I think I am going to agree with you. I think Private Party was in the right place at the right time and they deserve to have a big moment, but like, it was just because they were the ones to beat the Young Bucks. So that's why this all feels unfortunate, because Private Party deserves to be this. They deserve that title reign. They deserved all this. But then Hurt Syndicate came in like these locomotives and they deserve also to have good moments. So very conflicted. How do you feel about that,
They
Denise?
just steamrolled. Honestly, to me, it kind of solidifies a little bit of what I was feeling when I remember that pay-per-view when everybody was expecting Private Party to defeat the Young Bucks. I remember thinking, why? Like, they haven't given us any indication that Private Party was supposed to win that night.
So you never cared.
To me, they never told us, hey, this is what we're working towards. Instead, what this told me was, yes, there was a huge portion of the crowd that afterwards were upset that Private Party won. But I do think there was a mixture of, yeah, we want Private Party to win, but also we just don't want the belts on the EVPs. And I think that the reaction from that night is why they had Private Party win the titles versus I don't think this was a long-term plan. I think this was a plan that happened that night, which is why you didn't see the booking and preparation for Private Party ahead of time. So then they win the titles, and you can always tell in any company, you can always tell when it's a tag team champion, a singles champion, it doesn't matter who. When they put the belt just to put them on them, and when they put the belt on somebody and they legitimately have the intention of pushing them and doing something with them. Because the presentation of Private Party since being champions was not that of a company that I thought cared to really push them to that level.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, just like kind of coming to these realizations, because again, they've earned it, and like they were in that position because they are AEW originals, and AEW knew that put in that position, the crowd would get behind them. It's just unfortunate how they went down. It just was kind of like a blaze of glory. But yeah, I never felt like it was going to be a long-term thing with how many tag teams they have in this division. I just didn't expect them to get throttled like that. But again, if you're on the other side and you're like Hurt Syndicate, that was awesome. They came out, they blasted through these guys. They looked amazing out there. Like, who's going to defeat these guys for these championships is the next question.
Right. That's going to be hard because there's nobody really coming up that I would say can defeat the Hurt Syndicate right now, which in a way is good because you know me, I like these teams to look like killer. I like them to be dominant. I like that. So hell, as long as they come across as entertaining, I'm good with them holding the titles for a bit, especially because to me, it's been a while since we've had a strong AEW tag team champions.
And they're strong, real strong.
You know what? Actually, I would not mind it if we saw what's his face, Brian Cage and Lance Archer down the line be those guys to win the titles off of them.
Because you were thinking of who are all the big boys, huh? You're like, who are all the big boys that could match up against these guys?
But like good big boys I care about.
Yeah, that's a different. I think like by the time like you let Hurt Syndicate cook and beat Fools up, and you continue to build Brian Cage and Archer like you did today, have them kind of involved with Ospreay and Kenny. You could do maybe a match with them going into Grand Slam. Archer and Cage against Omega and Ospreay. That's another way to build them up. And yeah, they could be the ones to beat these guys. Get Hobbs a partner. Who can Hobbs be with? I'm like, he's about to wrestle Big Bill probably, so they can't be friends like that. But like,
honestly, though, I wouldn't hate seeing like Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs be like this like rando team.
That kind of hard, huh? I was like, damn, that might kind of work though.
We got Hassan Butler here who says decent episode. Death Rider's really the worst part. They had potential, but nah, another heel now. Hype for literally everyone else on the card. I have not seen this many like anti-Death Riders chats coming in more than any show here today.
I know, like I didn't know, like usually people are like, okay, that was there were some people in the chat that are like, that's good usually, but this time it's like everybody's like, great show except for the ending, and that's pretty glaring.
I'm just mad because I told you from the very beginning, Reg, and you were like, I like this story. It's going good. I'm interested.
Because at the beginning, when they had the guys waiting outside, I like those young guys. They had the young people involved. I felt like it was going to be something, but immediately they tricked me.
I want to clip I like those young guys and just post it out of no context.
That's crazy. I like those young guys.
Remember the Kurt Angle promo where he was like, I am a man I'm a man, you're a boy in a man's world, and something I like boys. I forgot how it went, but that shit was funny. Anyways, that's what that reminded me of. I'm a man who likes boys. No, that's not what I meant. Oh, shit, I need to go back and rewatch that. All right, we got John Taylor here who says, it's Righteous Reg version of Tagridi Farms from South Park. Shout out Sarah for pointing Regis Ranch's handle out. See, Sarah can put on her resume, pays attention to detail.
Good on you, Sarah, because I didn't know. We probably could have went for a while, but no, I got it. I guessed it. I don't know. I've never seen that episode of South Park, John Taylor.
That's funny. Righteous Ranches Reg. That's a tongue twister. Righteous Ranches Reg.
Three R's.
No. Righteous Ranch. Hold on. Righteous Ranches Reg.
Righteous Ranch Reg. Jizz.
I'm trying to think of a tongue twister, but it has to be all R's.
Okay.
Righteous Ranches Reg. Reacted. Really? I'm done. I can't get there. I was trying to think of a Sally seashells by the seashore. I was trying to build one like that for you, but I couldn't.
Radioactive. You just start thinking of all the R words. I'm like, yeah, it does. It has to be a little bit more structured than that, but I see you. I feel you.
No, because it's Sally seashells by the seashores. It's all F words. Righteous Reg reacts. Really razzled ranch.
I'm like, why'd you have the ranch at the end? Where's the ranch?
I don't know. All right. Grapple Geekery says, off topic, your hair looks amazing, Miss Salcedo. Damn, this is going to be my new look then. I'm just going to keep rocking it.
Good on you,
thank you. We got No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon, who says, was PCO on PCP at that GCW show? He went crazy. Did you catch that?
Another tongue twister. Yeah, I watched the GCW show and I was like confused. I was like, wait, what's happening here? And then it turns out that was real and it makes it even better. It's wrestling. Nobody really knows what kind of bits are going on. PCO's out of his mind. We all do know that. So it wasn't that shocking, but it also was really shocking. Hilarious.
Luke Thornton says, no one embodied AEW more than Kenny. Yeah, for sure, man. Heidi Ho says, if there's any DWO members going to be in Dynamite in Rocket City next week, hit me up. I'll buy you a drink. Oh, that's awesome. That's really great. Thank you, Heidi Ho. I would love to see if any of you guys met up, send us some pictures and tag us. That'd be really great. We got Grapple Geekery here who says, what culture called them the Golden Brothers? The Golden Brothers.
The Golden Brothers.
I'm here for that. John Taylor says, newest charity to donate to tonight, Righteous Ranch, for when times are tough and you just want to sit in nature and smoke a righteous doobie.
Yes, you guys are coming up with some great ideas out here tonight. Jeez Louise. I love it.
Chris Ludek says, I love how they are presenting the Hurt Syndicate. They feel like the most important faction in AEW and way more interesting than the Death Riders. Man, this is turning into the roast of the Death Riders.
Death Riders. They're gonna feel like they're going even harder with everybody saying this, you know?
Yeah, probably. So who knows, man? Who knows? No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon, says Filet-O-Fish with Righteous Reg sounds with Righteous Ranch sauce sounds lit.
Listen, I didn't want
a Filet-O. What is Filet-O-Fish?
Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. You never had a Filet-O-Fish?
No, I would never get fish on a drive-through.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And if you want to not get it at a place, definitely don't get it at McDonald's. The way they make it is crazy. They put cheese on it.
In the fish?
On the fish, yeah.
Oh, see, I'm already funky about seafood. So if I'm going to eat seafood, it's got to be at a seafood restaurant.
Right.
Where like experts make that, not at McDonald's.
Yes. I'm always thinking like, where's the closest ocean? Like, how could they get this? Like, McDonald's, where are you going to get some fish from? These are fucking fish sticks, dog. What is this?
You know, when I was little, I used to love fish sticks with ketchup.
Ugh.
My mom used to pop them in the oven for me. Oh, they were pretty good.
And who knows what those are? Those definitely.
No idea.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
I don't even know what brand they were. I just know that I would beg my mom, I make fish sticks with ketchup. Fish sticks with
you don't still eat those with your young ass appetite.
Don't be talking shit on my taste buds, all right, Reg? I'm sorry you got old man taste buds.
I'm defined.
No, you're refined.
That's it. You can add that to your thing. Righteous Reg, refined.
Righteous Reg. Okay. Oh, Righteous Reg. Fudge. Hold on. Righteous Ranches Reg. What was the other word? Refined Righteous Ranch Reg. This is harder than it looks. All right. Terrence Johnson says, if you're outnumbered, Jay, bring a weapon. Oh, you're so
like
right.
A chair or like a pole, a bat, something.
They made my guy look silly, man. Come on now. John Taylor says, Mox and the Death Riders needs to be put out to pasture. Send them to Righteous Ranch.
Send them to the Righteous Ranch, baby.
So so cute. She says, I have a theory. I think they are using the Rock and Roll Express for the Bucks to come back to help them as a throwback from year one. Hey, I can see that. I don't think you're far off, dude.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's not a bad theory.
Thank you so much. We got Corey MacArthur here who says, hello, Denise Salcedo. Come on here. Everyone, let's welcome Righteous Ranch to the DWO family. Nice to meet you. Bro, we got to put your face on a bottle. You know, like the Tapatio man? We're going to put your face on the ranch.
Listen, I'm trying to give me a ranch deal. Remember I was asking Denise if he knew any ranchers, and she was like, Hidden Valley. She doesn't know anybody from Hidden Valley. I know she tried to send me to those people. But if you know anybody who makes sauce, send them my way.
I would love for Hidden Valley Ranch to sponsor us, dude, because you know me. You know I love to dip my pizza in ranch.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we got here.
I can make so many videos about that. Like if I just got paid to dip my pizza in ranch and promote it, that's it, guys. That's my dream.
That's your dream, is to dip your pizza in nasty ranch.
And get paid for it, Reg. It's even better.
Yeah.
Watch when I'm balling, when I've got like a $15 million house because Hidden Valley Ranch was like, yeah, Denise brought back pizza dipping in ranch.
You would get there because of me. I would be getting money too if you're getting ranch money.
We're going to start fighting for the ranch money.
I'm Righteous Ranch. What do you mean here? You're not Denise
I'm the one who actually dips my ranch and actually really goes for it.
Listen, if they give me a deal, though, I'll dip my pizza in ranch. I'll dip all my things in ranch. Not all my things, but like food things. Listen, Denise.
Hey, could be food for some people. Bring on the meat. Some meat and ranch.
That's crazy. Dipping your meat in ranch is wild, you guys. Be careful out there. Ooh, at least cover the hole.
Oh, great. That goes our ranch sponsorship, guys.
We lost it that fast. That's crazy.
We lost it that fast. They're like, nah, bro. What is it? Corporate is not going to approve.
They're like, we're in. They watch 3 more minutes. They're like, we're out, actually.
Yeah. We can't have you guys. You guys are a liability. All right. We got a hamburger helper here who says, nice hair buns, Denise. You going to Revolution? Yeah, I'm planning on being on Revolution. Going to Revolution. Reg, you going?
Yeah, AEW's busy out here. They're like, we want Reg to watch a lot of wrestling in March. They announced an Oakland show today. There's a Fresno show. But yeah, I'll be in LA for Revolution, having a good time with my friends.
We got Envy, the engineer, who says, I missed the IWC story of Shane McMahon leading the Death Riders. At least that drew some intrigue. It's rinse, repeat now. Look.
That's a fact.
Oh my God. I was about to say, if tomorrow, I know that we were, like, come on, let's stop talking about the Shane McMahon stuff, right? But I'm going to be real with you. If tomorrow they were like, oh yeah, hey, Shane McMahon's involved in the Death Riders storyline, I might take it.
Listen, it'll add to, at least we'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, it'll make something of what's going on here and add some kind of intrigue to it. Do you think, because that had me thinking, Darby not being a part of it, does that also kind of take away, you think? Because he's the main villain.
That was a story that started that never finished.
Right.
That's the other thing. It's like we put a pause on that. We put a pause on Darby and Mox.
Yeah, so it's never gonna. It just feels like everybody's a placeholder until Darby for Mox. So nobody's ever gonna believe any of Mox's opponents,
unless they pivot. They can pivot. Who says they can't? They can pivot.
They can. They can. They did tonight. A couple things.
All right, we got Luke Thornton here who says, Jamie at last got an in-ring promo time. Run it back. By the way, Jamie Hayter and Julia Hart, they had a banger of a match. This was so much fun. We do see Jamie Hayter hit her with a backbreaker and then the Hayter raid for the actual finish, though. But I loved this. I thought this was a big win for Jamie, and it reminded me why I like Jamie Hayter as a wrestler. And I hope to continue seeing more of her, man.
Yeah, I was excited about this match when they announced it. From the entrances, both women looked like they were ready to go. Crowd was hot for it. Julia came in a nice little strategy of trying to knock the Jamie Hayter train off the tracks, but Jamie Hayter is in another mode right now. The way that she was working out there, Denise, with her strikes and her counters and just her confidence, I was like, oh, Jamie Hayter is trying to be the next world champion in one of these divisions. Like, just fighting so well, presenting herself as a big star. Like, she felt like a big star in that moment there. The way that Luke brings up the point of her giving an in-ring promo. We don't see a lot of them from the women's wrestlers. Her being able to give it up to Julia in that moment to be like, they keep reiterating people being behind Malachi Black, but Malachi Black not really being there to help them. Feels like the third time that one of those members has been told they'd be better off. And then that led to them doing a promo, Denise, in this show with the formerly now House of Black people being like, we were walking in the shadow of some fools that's not returning our call, so we're moving forward in a different direction. All very interesting stuff.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much safe to assume that Malachi Black is gone.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Everybody in this show today was like, so yeah, you're not with Malachi Black. And then they did a promo that was like, you guys don't ask about Malachi Black anymore, pretty much.
I think this could be like the best thing that happened to the House of Black.
1,000%.
Which are they still going to be the House of Black? Because they did they use the name in the promo?
No, they did not. I don't think they used the name for the new group yet, but I couldn't think
but they emphasized the words just violence. What if that was their name? Just violence.
The issue that they might run into, and with this match, Julia Hart's theme is hard, and like it says something about the house always wins, and like if you're not
still
the
keep
house,
all that.
The house though, Denise.
Yeah, but it could be any house. Doesn't have to be the House of Black. It could be the House of Hart.
Could be any house. That's right. The House of Hart. There you go.
She's
but yeah, that thing's hard.
Somewhere, Reg.
She's got to live somewhere. Touche. I hear you.
You see what I'm saying? I think this is the best thing that could have happened to them. I'm very excited. I thought the promo was great. I think that all of them are active, and they're probably going to multiply that now. They're probably going to see them be even more active than they were before.
Yeah, it feels like everybody's being better off. Like every match that they have that promo of the person being like, you don't need Malachi Black is off of a hard ass match and showing that moving forward, they're going to be some forces to reckon with. So I'm happy that they're sticking together, and I'm happy that they're getting these opportunities because all three of them are awesome.
I second that. We got Rob Herring Jr. who says problem is you don't see the titles that they hold. Exactly. The trios title, the AEW World Championship. That stuff is important for like branding and marketing and trying to sell your $600, $700 belt that you got on AEW shop.
Listen, the world champion should be the world champion, and we should see that championship in all moments. He should be carrying it around proudly. I understood what they were doing. I think we get the point at this point, but open that fucking briefcase up. That's crazy. The trios champions, they don't even like. If you asked people on the street who they were, people probably wouldn't even know at this point. That's not a position on championships that are still being built. Legacies still need to be added. People have forgotten about the trios championships. They got to do something.
Man, maybe this is Jon Moxley's way of not having to carry that belt through TSA.
I think it's working.
He's like, oh, let's do a gimmick where we put it in a black briefcase, and I never got to carry it to TSA. The belt's probably been sitting in the corner of his bedroom.
Dog, you can't do this to us. Bring that belt out. Just like Denise says, people are buying this replica belt online. Like, it should be present.
Right. I feel you. And then on top of that, it's like you no longer have your main championship as your main championship because you're not seeing it. So it doesn't feel like the main belt.
Exactly. Who's being presented more that's shining with the championship? It's not Jon Moxley. He doesn't feel like the world champion. He just feels like the guy carrying the championship, and that's not how a world champion should be presented.
Right. We got John Taylor who says when life gives Denise lemon, she goes full chola.
Full chola, yep. She'll be friends with you if you drop lemons on her side of the fence.
Yeah, I don't got a problem if someone drops lemons on the side of my fence.
Come on.
That just means I better be keeping them lemons.
What about pine cones? I don't know. What would be bad dropping on the side?
I mean, as long as it's not like that like if the person's dog always shit on my lawn.
There you go.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Would you fight him?
I would fight him.
But what if you just had an argument? What if you had 3 arguments 3 weeks in a row, and then like the next week they were like, all right, I'm sorry, I won't do that again.
Okay, then I'll test them and see if they do it again. And as long as they go like at least over a year without doing it again.
A year?
Cool. Yes, a year. You got to prove yourself.
So MJF can't say anything for a year after this.
Oh, we're still now. I'm just talking specifically about the dog shit. I wasn't even thinking about the MJF Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm legitimately thinking about my lemon neighbors. Apparently,
I just made up neighbors.
No, I'm actually really. Side note: my neighbor is phenomenal. I never see him. Great. He's never here. He's one of those neighbors. Perfect.
You're
Perfect
probably
neighbor.
the worst. You're always over there making noise, banging, doing the drums and shit, filming videos. They're probably like, well, I hate her. She sucks.
Probably. It's probably why he's never here.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm over there and all I hear is WrestleMania, WWE, AEW. What is she talking about over there?
Alex, and what is yeet?
What is eat? Why she's always eating?
Alexander Fitzgerald says Brody and Buddy versus Hurt Syndicate. Book it, TK. You see? Come on now. We've already named 2 teams we would like to see against the Hurt Syndicate today.
What about Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn?
Bro, get out of here, Reg. Go get your Reg. We got Saeed Done Super, who says someone as cool and hip and modern like Adam Copeland should think of a new creative name like Cope Meister or Copes with a Z. Copes.
Copes would have been way better than Copes or Adam Copeland.
Or I don't even know. Just stick with Adam. Adam Copeland was fine. Crazy 101 says Rev Pro dates being finalized. Mercedes, we hurt people. Thanks
Can't
so
wait
much
to see Mercedes out there. I really do wonder who's going to be Mercedes' opponent for
Revolution?
Grand Slam.
Oh, Grand Slam. Sorry, I was thinking of Revolution. I keep forgetting Grand Slam's happening. I'm sorry. No way, that's great. We landed on the moon. Says, was Lyra supposed to join what is it? XMM? Maximum. There you go. They pose alike.
Maximum male models.
Wait, sorry. I'm like thinking Lyra, like Lyra Valkyra?
Right? Yeah, that's probably what he's talking about.
Yeah, but Maximum's over in AEW.
But they were over there at the same time too.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was supposed to happen. All right, we got Mike T90K who says, do a shoey during Grand Slam. Oh, hells no. No way. I would not do a shoey. That looks nasty.
Shoey? Maybe out of a brand new shoe.
New shoe? I don't even think I could do a new shoe.
I could do it out of a new shoe, but a worn shoe?
But here's the thing. How do you know it's new? What if you get these new shoes, but someone secretly tried them on at the factory or at the store, and then you think they're new shoes, but someone's foot was probably in it without a sock?
Somebody's foot has been in that from creation to store. You couldn't trust it. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do a shoey because I don't know where the shoe's been.
I'm chill.
We got Roberto Arsenal who says, Denise, I always watch Collision Saturday nights after midnight East Coast. After drinking with friends, it's the go-to show before passing out to sleep. Does it make Collision good, bad, or comfort TV? I'm going to say comfort TV.
I fall asleep to wrestling all the time. It's something to do with the wrestling mats hitting something. Raw puts me to sleep every time. I've tried to watch Raw on Netflix like 10 times, fall asleep every single time. So I don't know what that means, but I think it's comfort TV.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's comfort TV because it's just like, it's like watching a good rerun, right? You already know what's going to happen, but you just kind of pop it in and you scroll on your phone.
And the sounds are going in the background. You hear some full getting slammed. JR's yelling. Yeah, it's great.
See, yeah, that's what I think. Thank you, Roberto, for the super chat. We got Sleaze Boy here who says Royal Rumble prediction. Luke Gallows, Festus, and Fake Kane will appear. WrestleMania dream match. Cody's dog Pharaoh versus Larry the Dog. Michael Vick as a ref.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Pharaoh versus Larry the Dog. Bro.
Pharaoh's dragging Larry the Dog.
We got to at least have them in the same freaking weight class.
Yeah, they're not in the same weight class. Pharaoh's huge.
Yeah. No way. That's great. We landed on the moon, says Leo Rush and AA.
Action Andretti.
Action Andretti will be the next AEW tag team champions.
Probably not.
We got Kylie, the gamer princess, who says, hi, Denise. Hi, Reg. I hope you both are doing well. Thank you so much, Kylie. That's very nice of you.
What's up, Kylie? Appreciate you.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm going to be gone for the next few days. I'll be in Vegas. So let's see how they got my itinerary, bro. It's freaking full. Like, I don't think I'm actually going to be relaxing in Vegas.
Oh my God. Of course you would.
Yeah, I know. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I got Vegas energy. I'm a little bit nervous about this weekend.
You wouldn't have Vegas energy even if you did.
Bro, they have us doing things from like 8 in the morning to 11 p.m.
What?
Yes, like literally back-to-back things.
Oh my God.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, I don't got that kind of energy. Like, I got to take a nap or something.
For 2 days in a row?
Bro, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday I come home.
Oh my God. 3 days in a row? That's crazy.
It's like 4.
That is wild. Damn.
Yeah. No way. That's great. We landed on the moon. Says Kanye West likes fish sticks. Get it.
That was
I don't get it.
On
I think I kind
South
of get
Park.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. John Taylor says Righteous Ranch. Oh, man.
There you
Here
go.
we go.
Mm-hmm.
Righteous Ranch Reg wrestled Red Rooster at Royal Rumble.
That's pretty good. Righteous Ranch Reg wrestled.
You can't even read it. Righteous Ranch Reg wrestled Red Rooster at Royal Rumble.
Okay. Righteous Ranch Reg wrestled Red Rooster at Royal Rumble.
We need to take the out of there. Righteous Ranch Reg wrestled Red Rooster Royal Rumble.
That's it.
Oh, man. We got No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon. Who says Reg's favorite place in Cali is Rancho Cucamonga.
I see what you're doing there. Rancho. That's good. That's real good.
That is great. We got Rafael Garcia who says, I remember Lucha Underground. I remember Killshot versus AR Fox. I'm pretty sure Swerve ate Killshot. Also, they did the squash the Nightmare Collective. Speaking of which, what'd you think of Swerve and AR Fox?
Loved it. Everything that I would like about a match it had here in this match. Swerve came out again looking like a huge star, like he's going to rule the world. AR Fox came out there with his kind of brand of offense. It's great. In this match, he did like the kickflip, moonsault off the thing, got Blue Taz's mind. He does things that like people forget that he can do, and then he busts them out and he just kind of changes people's perceptions on what they think AR Fox is. Still has a place moving forward, I think, in this company to do something cool. The match was awesome. They did a bunch of things. Swerve is like a heavyweight wrestler, but then he'll do like a moonsault or some kind of crazy flip where you're like, damn, this fool can move like some of the cruiserweights here in this match. He's such a versatile wrestler. The back and forth here was awesome. Ricochet coming down to distract Swerve, but just trying to get Prince Nana out of the arena, I thought was awesome. The promo with Ricochet after the match and a scared ass Prince Nana and Ricochet holding him with the scissors, all great stuff. Really great match, really great post segment. Everything involving Swerve and Ricochet is awesome.
I feel you, man. And then my favorite part for me was Prince Nana finally using the scissors and being like, oh, no, it wasn't the scissors, because no, Ricochet had the scissors. Mm-hmm. What did Prince Nana had? He he was prepared. Like he had
that big metal pipe.
Oh, the pipe. There you go. That's what it was. And I like that. But then afterwards, he Ricochet had him in the back, like with the scissors and stuff. So there you go. All right, we got Hassan Batla here. It says, Reg, I agree. When Orange Cassidy, Darby, and the Young Guys were involved after WD, it was much more hype after WD, but I feel Death Riders deserves its own video now. Oh, Wrestle Dynasty. I was like, Warner Discovery? I was like, you forgot the Warner
WD?
Brothers Discovery? Yeah. Well, that's not Warner Brothers Discovery.
Why would it be after Warner's Discovery?
I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe he was talking about like after the Max move or something, but no. Okay. All right. So with that being said, Hassan Batla, sorry, I was rereading the super chat here. Wrestle Dynasty was much more hype after Wrestle Dynasty, but I feel that Death Riders deserve its own video now.
He reads it 5 times in a row.
I'm sorry. I'm slow right now. Any thoughts, Reg?
Yeah. I don't know, like I keep thinking back to what you were asking earlier, and if anything could kind of save this, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. If they continue to do this and people are continue to get down, like they're digging themselves deeper every week, Denise. It's not that great. And all these super chats we've gotten today of people being even more down on it is not a good thing.
We got No Way That's Great. We landed on the moon. Who says Karen Cross should dress up as JTBV and do Saturday night's main event?
JTB.
What is
Jesse the Body Ventura?
Oh, I was thinking he was like talking about something totally different. All right. That's super random. We got MVP Engineer who says Brody King said his idea for the new faction is based on Greek mythology. We will see. Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Dan Jackson says they're supposed to spit when doing the shoeies. So you drink the thing out of the shoe and then you spit.
Ugh.
I think so.
Why?
You're gonna have to do a shoey at some point, right?
I don't want to do no damn shoey. Those are
I'll
nasty.
pay you. I'll pay you. How much do you want?
To be discussed. Where am I going to get the shoe at?
The shoe you got on your foot?
Absolutely not. That is gross.
I'll pay you a whole $50.
$50. I'm not being degraded as a human for no damn $50.
Hey, $50 is good. You can get one meal on Uber Eats.
Honestly, yeah, no.
You get one sandwich and one soda and
one
a
sandwich
chip,
from
maybe.
home. From
Watch the day you're stuck eating a sandwich from home. You're gonna be like, damn, I should have done that shoey for 50
sandwich from
in
home.
Jersey Mike's right now.
I'll eat a sandwich from home. PB&J. Thank you.
All right, we got the no way. That's great. We landed on the moon. Who says I'm flying to Vegas just to gamble in the airport? That's wild.
Waste of money.
We got John Taylor who says, Denise, I have the best neighbor. He never bothers me. Meanwhile, the neighbor I've fallen and I can't get up. And if only my dog hadn't shit in her yard.
Just don't shit in her yard is all she's saying.
Thankfully, my neighbor doesn't have any pets, so I'm good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got Chiba Cheebs here who says, style and profiling on the post show, Denise. The space buns look good. Reg, that shirt and its print is thick. Man, this hairstyle is popular.
Yeah, this hairstyle's doing numbers tonight. Everybody's like, look at Denise. She did her hair today. That's crazy. Bangs banging.
I'm going to have to that's going to be my look now. Like, you know how everyone has a trademark look?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got Anthony Davis here. What's up? He says, just wanted to show love to the best post show in the business. That is so kind of you.
Damn,
thank you so much, cool. Man.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah, my favorite person on one of my favorite people on Twitter, by the way, because he's very, very funny. Very funny. Thank you so much, man. We got Terrence Johnson who says, I feel things when I see Queen Aminata. I think Righteous Ranch does too.
Righteous Ranch definitely does. That's an immaculate woman. She should be world champion one day.
Dan Jackson says, spit in the shoe and drink the beverage like beer. What? I don't think you're explaining it right. What?
Spit in the shoe and drink the beverage like beer.
I'm sorry, but I will not drink
spit in it and then drink it back? That's really gross.
I won't even
definitely not doing no damn shoey if that's the case.
Oh man. I think we covered all of Dynamite. That was the show.
Look at us.
We did it. Gold star for everybody.
Dynamite.
Alrighty, everyone. There you have it. That was AEW Dynamite for today. I hope you guys had a good time today with the post show. Reg and I will, of course, be back next week. You guys know the drill. Next week's going to be a fun one because we're going to be on the road to Royal Rumble. So I'll be back here so friendly reminder, I won't be here this Friday or this Saturday because I will be in Las Vegas. But I come back Sunday, which means I'll be here Monday for Raw. I'll be here Tuesday for NXT, Wednesday with Reg for AEW. And then Thursday, I am off to Indianapolis.
Look at that. Exciting stuff. Denise is very busy. She needs to take a nap somewhere in between all those dates that she says she's going to be busy.
I have to pack right now. I haven't
Denise.
packed anything.
Denise, what are you doing?
I don't know.
I'm
literally holding off everything to the last minute.
Interesting strategy.
I know. It'll be a good time. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I dropped some brand new videos. Check those out. Give them some love. I tried to predict each and every single opponent that John Cena and feuds that he'll have. That's the newest video. Go give it some love. Reg, what do you got going on?
Grapsity's on Saturday. If you haven't, we now have a Grapsity YouTube page. So subscribe to the Grapsity YouTube page if you have not. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are dope.
What's the handle, Reg?
YouTube/Grapsity or whatever the thing is.
Perfect.
Grapsity.
All right. Awesome, guys. Make sure to go subscribe to that. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Peace.